Hello, welcome to the Looming Dread, episode 11. The party has been doing a lot of sleuthing. They arrested Arlissa Thrent, someone who is involved with this kind of weird conspiracy that's going on in the city of Eldolin. They met with Gyarados Casimir, the current head of the Lamplighters Guild, who also owns a magical emporium shop. And a lot of suspicious things going on there, a staff going missing, and a lot of other just kind of weird things going on. They returned back to the safe house that they were using, only to find the mutilated bodies of two of the Silver Shield guards, and Pazarius Rain, one of the people who was involved with the undead attack in Hawker Square that happened so long ago, it seems. Now, they're currently looking to find out what is going on. Mega, introduce yourself. Who are you? Who are you playing? And who do you think did it?
Hello, I'm Mega Draco. I'm playing Raphael, the Paladin Necromancer, and let's see, who do I think did it? Like Raphael thinks, servants of the Nightmare Lord, obviously, but more specific than that. This seems like, I'll say this seems like the mark of some secretive organization rather than an individual. Like, this doesn't seem like something a low individual would do, like the I sign and the letter. It seems like a group, or someone acting on behalf of a group. Not sure which group, though.
I see. I mean, that is a very good assumption, I would say. Okay, Nanaka, introduce yourself. Who are you playing? And who do you think did it?
Hey yo, Nanaka here. I'm playing Mas, the Forgebound Wizard. Well, I think the butler did it. No, just kidding. Yeah, I feel like maybe it's someone from the school, because I think the school might be in on this conspiracy.
I mean, that's also a really good assumption as well. I don't think you guys have interviewed anybody at the schools themselves yet, so that's a possibility. Zen, introduce yourself. Who are you? Who are you playing? And who do you think did it?
I'm Zen. I'm playing Ruvir Calyx, the Wood Elf cleric. And I'm gonna have to go look over my notes to see who I think did it. Probably who was the other guy who volunteers at the Emporium?
There's Lorades, there's Gyarados, and there is Tobias, I think is his name.
Yeah, that guy. I think it was that guy.
Could be. And then finally, Zure, introduce yourself. Who are you? Who are you playing? And who done did the crime?
Hey, I'm Zuri. I'm playing Silas Delrose. I don't know. We've got so many enemies now. It doesn't really matter. We're going to have to deal with them all at some point. We haven't had a chance to look at it close, so we'll hopefully find out some clues and figure something out. But I kind of disagree with the wizard thing, just because this is brutal, bloody, and whatnot. The size of the sign's more of, to me at least, of the Nightmare Lord's servants or whatnot, making an example, making a slaughter, essentially. This isn't clean and efficient. This is deliberate, kind of murderous, right? Yeah, that's for me, anyway.
Okay. Well, with all of that in mind, as we begin the adventure, and I get the music going, we move ourselves to the actual screen proper. So this is, I want to say, a few moments or so after you found the bodies of Hazarius Rain and the Silver Shield guards. Yes, Tobias Longshadow. Yes, who is the headmaster of the arcane schools here in the city. And that's true. His name does have shadow in it, so it's like, kind of suspicious there. But, okay, as said before, you have found these 3 bodies kind of mutilated in very kind of grotesque manner, with the written in blood about all threads shall be severed, with a depiction of like an eye on it as well. Silas, I believe you were the one who found them. What do you do now?
Nadi said a second to think. He would reopen the door and slip inside. If the others want to follow, they can. He has to look and see if he can find any signs of who did it.
Okay. I will go, but check for traps or whatever.
I'll walk in as well, and I guess the question I need to ask is, has any of us seen this eye anywhere before?
That's a good question, actually.
You have to a certain aspect of it. The eye looks kind of similar to the one that the staff had.
Oh.
Oh. So it must be someone who... Well, it must be related to the person who took the staff then.
Yeah, I'm gonna check
That was Isolda. That was the name.
Yeah. The all.
Yeah, I'm gonna check the room for necromantic magic, curses, stuff like that.
Yep. If you want to do that, roll me an intelligence and an arcane or occult background. Unless you want to sell me on a different attribute that you feel would be more appropriate for it.
Yeah,
No,
Silas will be doing similar, but looking more for, kind of like more of the, like they were obviously cut up and that sort of thing. He suspects more blades and that sort of thing, so he's looking for more like, based on his own background. I was gonna say based on my own background, so more like murder from the Nightmare Lord stuff, and
Sure.
if there's any hints of there's something of their agents here.
Sure.
Oh, I think that was Dex. If it was, let me just make sure. Okay, that would be 4 lower.
Okay.
Wait, 4 lower? No, sorry, 2 lower, so 8.
Yeah, I lost.
Yeah, with okay, so first off, going with Raphael first. As you kind of examine to see any kind of like necromantic sort of like energies, if you will, kind of coming from it. You kind of like reach in to kind of sense for it. But as you do so, you kind of start to get like a headache. Like you kind of feel, you know, that feeling in when you get like kind of a ringing in your ears that kind of like disorientates you. You get like a little bit of that from it. So maybe, you know, you can suspect that there was maybe some kind of necromantic energies there, but something is kind of messing with your ability to kind of like hone in.
All right.
As for Silas, Silas, what are you looking for exactly?
Signs of effectively torture that he would know, the way that they were killed, essentially, if it was basically a method he would use himself, that sort of thing.
The way that, well, with the way that you, with the kind of the tortures and various things that you experienced during your time in the Nightmare Lord's court, this seems closer to the means of one of the Nightmare Lord's kind of groups, if you will, that they're known as, let me see. They're simply known as the Butchers, and they are essentially ghouls that have been kind of trained specifically to kind of butcher people like they would animals, but doing so in just a completely kind of murderous way. Not just as like a means for them to get food, but also as a means of like just
sending a message,
yeah.
Silas would inform the others of this, but he would also kind of hesitate, probably while he's saying it, and basically say, not saying it is them, but we have seen ghouls around. It's not impossible that this is not an affiliation with the Nightmare Lord.
There is likely some sort of necromantic magic here, but I can't get a grasp on it. So that probably adds to that suspicion.
Mask, you want to try? Take a look. Magic is up your alley as well.
Fair enough. Time to do some magic. Skill check, I guess. Oh, wow, I really get it.
Nice.
Okay. So, Mask, what exactly are you looking for?
Maybe I am informed of the symbol that's related to the staff, right? Maybe I'll home in do that.
Okay. Let's see. Homing. You feel something kind of tugging at you. Like spiritually, something is kind of tugging at you. And as you kind of turn to kind of see what's going on, they kind of move with it towards like a window, and you see a cat.
Oh boy.
Mass, as you kind of see this cat and you kind of feel the tugging on it, you get like another kind of little message kind of flowing into you. And it's coming from the cat, and the cat is telling you to follow it. It knows how to help you.
That cat looks so angry.
Mars is gonna be like, gentlemen, I think we have a lead. And he's going to point out the cat and motion for the rest of them to follow.
Is it an evil familiar?
Do I sense any evil?
No, it doesn't. When you kind of look at it, you kind of observe it, you know that it's a familiar, but you don't get any impression that there's evil from it. You actually get a kind of a signature of like someone or like an allegiance with the Elven court.
On the contrary, my friend, I believe this may be an ally.
We could use those right now. Let's follow it. I don't want to linger here anyway, just in case it's watched by others as well.
Best do we have?
Tiberius just kind of like salutes, and he kind of waits for you, Mass, to tell him if he's going with you or if he's staying here.
Yeah, we're in the murder dungeon. It's fine.
Oh, sorry. Yes, come along, Tiberius.
He'll give a thumbs up as you all kind of go down the stairs, and you open the door. You see that the cat is there, kind of waiting. And
Ooh, we doubled up.
Yeah, a lot of them today.
Oh, another 6. What, another 6?
Doubled up.
Okay, let's see.
Stuff is going down today, apparently.
Wow.
I think so. Oof.
Oh my god! Oh, it's almost 36.
Oh.
There is a lot of Nightmare Lord, a lot of Elven Court today, it looks like. Which makes sense. So yes, as you all kind of come down, you see the cat's kind of waiting for you, and then it begins to walk, and it kind of walks you away from this part of the city, and you kind of go. You're kind of going deeper in. Silas, give me like a location, a kind of a difficult location that this cat moves through, that you guys encounter as it's kind of leading you to where it wants you to go.
The cat goes up a drain spout.
Yes, it goes literally. It doesn't climb it. It goes in it and then goes up it, and then you see it upon this like roof. Who do you think amongst you is able to kind of solve this dilemma? Because this cat is kind of sitting up there waiting for you, like it's wanting you to follow it exactly like how it's going.
Definitely Mask.
Okay, Mask, how do you solve this issue?
So it's like just going straight up or something?
Yeah, it went.
Yeah, like a drain spout where the water comes down. It went basically up the drain spout. It's now up on the roof.
All right. I guess Mars is just gonna use some minor magic and like just slowly. It's like, hey, there's no time pressure, so he's gonna use minor magic and very, very, very slowly levitate the group up exactly on the path that the cat is there.
Okay, and as you kind of get onto the roof, the cat simply goes meow, and then it continues to walk along the rooftops with you all following it. Thankfully enough for you, since a lot of the buildings are kind of very close together, you're able to kind of move onto you're almost kind of like walking on like another road, if you will, with these tiles, with the way that they're kind of put together. Mask, what other obstacle or kind of weird like thing happens as you guys are kind of moving over the rooftops of these kind of like the various buildings?
Let me think about it. Well, as we are moving along on the tower building, there's a particular building that we have to move across that seems to have a weirdly high amount of bricks removed. Like, maybe there's a lot of people who have been using it to throw bricks at their opponent. But it does make that particular house a little hard to travel on.
Yes. You guys had kind of moved from, like, the kind of the commons. You know, you're kind of moving now into the warrens, where the buildings themselves are still kind of close together, but you see that there are a lot of missing tiles, probably from the various gangs who steal them and use them as like weapons for the various kind of like skirmishes that they have. Then who then amongst your group will be able to kind of solve this issue of the just all these tiles missing, as the cat doesn't seem to be bothered at all by this and is able to kind of hop itself over to a more populated roof with relative ease, and it simply just kind of looks at you and just says "Meow."
I think Silas will be able to do it. He seems like a roguish fellow.
Okay, Silas.
I don't know if I'm happy about hearing that from the wizard, but sure. I'll take a rope and basically kind of tiptoe, foot over foot, essentially, across the beams where there's a small path, and I'll drop back a thicker board for them to cross on after. And they can use the rope as a guide rope so they don't fall if they need.
Okay, and with that, you take this kind of the heavy board and you kind of place it there. And everyone kind of walks along it, even Tiberius, but you do hear the occasional kind of like sound of like the
ominous creaking.
That you're scared that it'll break under him, but it's just as he gets to the other side, that's when it does crack and kind of breaks into like various splinters along this roof. And again, the cat kind of leads you now no longer upon the roofs. It kind of leads you down like these various little kind of like stoned ladders that are a bit like I wouldn't say fire escapes, but like a way that people can get from like the top floor of something to like the bottom floor relatively quickly without going through the buildings themselves. Kind of leads you down them, and you're kind of again navigating through the maze of the warrens. Silas, you already said there was an issue. Mass already said there was an issue. So I will move then to Raphael. What strange thing or difficulty happens as the cat is moving you, kind of close to the tail end of the warrens?
I think there might be a guard or a soldier sort of patrolling around this section of rooftop, and he might, spot us or come over to try it. But just might end up spotting, a strange group crawling around the rooftops and immediately get suspicious.
Okay, and so how does Ruvir then, since Silas and Mas kind of solved their issues, how does Ruvir kind of help in this situation?
So it's what's crawling on the roof?
Like a guard or a soldier patrolling. We are the ones who are crawling around the roof suspiciously.
Ruvir will do a little bit of minor magic and make like a little flower grow up like between the sidewalk to distract the guard for a second, and we'll just slip on by.
Okay. So yeah, Ruvir, as you all kind of see this a silver shield, almost like looking very. He looks very professional. He's kind of scouring over the kind of the various rooftops. There's like a little guard tower, kind of a mini tower that he's kind of looking from. And as you guys are kind of getting close enough to like his range where he'd be able to see you, Ruvir, that's when you kind of cast that little bit of magic, and you cause like this little flower to kind of like grow up to his direction. And he's kind of mesmerized by it, and you hear him as you guys kind of pull it away from him. He goes, "Well, this'll be a nice gift for the missus. Strange that it go all the way up here."
Yeah, it's a miracle. But I don't say that.
And finally, you guys are kind of out of the warrens, off the roofs. You're back onto the ground, and you're moving through the merchants kind of district. This cat seems to be leading you toward the more affluent area of Eldolin, and you're kind of in this kind of trafficked part of the merchant district. Ruvir, what is the last kind of obstacle that you guys encounter as this cat is leading you towards your destination?
There is a herd of other cats, and our cat gets mixed up in it, and we have to find the right cat.
Oh yes, that is very much so. And you see cats of every stripe and color, kind of like, they all kind of swarm you, and they kind of meow and kind of like bat at your boots and clothes, as they seem to think, "Oh, you look like people who have food. Give us food." Raphael, how do you solve this issue?
Like the spirit in my haunted sword starts to because it's a magical familiar, the spirit of my haunted sword can maybe sense it in a way, and it sort of whispers in my ear which of the cats is the right one.
Okay. Okay, so yeah, like the spirit who still hasn't, they still haven't made like their presence known to you in a sense. Maybe they're still trying to earn your trust, but you just see like a kind of a small kind of whisper, and you kind of like move your hands through the cats, and then you see the familiar cat just kind of like curled up, licking its paw, and as it looks at you, it goes, "Meow." And you know, as it'll kind of get up and kind of do the cat thing where it like stretches its back and then yawns, and then it continues on its way, and almost as quick as they came, that kind of swarm of cats kind of scurries off in through the various merchant district, and you see them begin to like kind of bother other people with their meowings and stuff, and you see a few people are kind of like trying to shoo them off with brooms, and other people are, you know, putting bowls down with little bits of fish or meat for them. But you make it through all of that, and you get to the place that you are looking for. I just need to change the name real quick. There we go. And you look and you see this beautiful looking like mansion in this kind of more affluent area, and you look and as you kind of come up, you'll see that there's like a small little inscription that says Golden Eyes Residence. That is where you see the cat kind of leads you all here to like the front door.
Silas checks if the window's locked.
Of course he does.
Are you checking? You're checking the window?
Yeah, absolutely.
The window looks like it is indeed locked.
Alright, click, and I'll try to get us in.
Okay. The doors are like kind of a good heavy kind of wood with like kind of a little bit like a iron inlays into them, but there are knockers on them that you can obviously knock.
Yeah, I guess I'll knock on the door.
Okay, as you knock upon the door, you hear someone go, "Just a minute," and he opens the door, and you see an elven fellow kind of wearing nice looking kind of leather armor. And he goes, "Ah, yes, you must be the guest. Please come in. She's expecting you." And you'll see Alistair kind of like quickly run in. You'll see him kind of jump onto the table here, and you'll see the elven bodyguard say, "No, Alistair, don't get on her. Don't get on that. You know she'll have a hissy fit about it." And then Alistair just goes, "Meow." As you see him, you see a few other people kind of sitting around as well. They kind of stand up when you all kind of come in. But the thing that you notice quite clearly about them is that they are elven, and they are wearing very decently looking armor.
Mm-hmm.
And you'll see the elven guard. He'll say, "Go on, Alistair, send them to your mistress. We need to get back to work." And Alistair will just kind of look at you, almost like you almost get the impression that this cat kind of rolls its eyes as it kind of leaps down from the table and continues to lead you. As you kind of move by the various doors, you hear the sounds of, it looks to be people talking. You hear like the clanging of like forging kind of being done. You see the cat gets to like the top of the stairs, and you'll see it go like phase right through the door.
I knock.
You hear a voice saying, "It's open. Come in." You open the door, and you'll see the
Right.
cat. You'll see the cat jump here, and then it will leap all the way. Like this is a very, very tall staircase. You'll see it leap right here onto what looks to be a bed, and then it'll kind of get onto the stair part right here and just kind of look at you. And as you kind of go up the stairs, you find it is Mirius.
Yes. Her cat called us.
She goes, "Well, yes, I sent him, so I would hope he would have found you." And you see the cat kind of looks at her with like that grumpy look on her face, and she goes, "Alistair, get down from there and sit." You'll see him leap onto the table, and as cats do, you see him kind of like swat some of these like maps and things onto like the bed. And he just kind of looks at her, and you'll see her pick him up and kind of put him in her lap, and you'll see him pet him, and he'll make like this weird kind of sound. It sounds like purring, but it's more like a sound.
Sauce is going to take off the guard armor because I imagine he's been on this for way too long at this point.
Yeah. But as you all kind of look at Marius, you can see that she obviously looks much better than the last time you all saw her. She'll kind of smile and nod to you, and she'll say, "It's a good thing that Alistair was able to get to you so quickly. There's a reason why I've called. I summoned him to call you all here." And she'll kind of take in a breath, and she'll kind of sigh a little bit. Excuse me, a little bit. And you'll see her kind of reach into the drawer of the table. She'll pull out a letter. Let me see. How do you put it where only the person you want to read it reads it?
/W, then the name.
I don't think I
Or send it on Discord. Okay.
There we go.
Okay, that worked, yeah. Thank you.
Okay, no problem. She hands you the piece of paper, Raphael.
Mask, this is not the time for that.
Yeah. Sorry, that I misclicked.
Matt's just like, "I've had enough of this.
He just saw us all line up. He's like, I can't help it. No.
That's when he takes off the mask and finds out he was Palpatine the whole time.
Will somehow return.
Yes, he somehow returned, and you could only find out about his return on a Battle Royale video game funded by the Chinese. But yeah, she hands you the letter, this like piece of paper, Raphael, and if you open it, you kind of read it. It is. You kind of scan it. It doesn't take you very long. It's a threatening letter. It's a death threat letter.
So,
Who's it addressed to?
yeah.
It is addressed to her. Like
Is it
fully.
signed? Is it signed by anyone?
Well, what it basically says is, "We know that you serve the Elven Court, who constantly has been a thorn in the side of our master. You and all the others who have helped the interlopers are the threads that shall be cut from the tapestry of our master's victory banner.
Solace, would I kind of pipe up at this point and say, help us? Didn't we help you? I think this is backwards.
She kind of shakes her head a little bit and she says, Alistair is going to help you. And you read it and it says Samuel. And then at the end of it, it says, we seek that which has been lost. And it has the symbol of the eye on it.
I recognize the symbol. They just turned our hideout into a slaughterhouse not too long.
You see her kind of shudder a little bit at that, and she says, yes, well, she doesn't say it like that. Again, she just kind of shudders a little bit, and she says, that came to me about a day or so ago, and I was quite anxious. So I had Alistair kind of visit some of the various places in the city that my own informants have kind of given of other places. She basically says that Pazarius Rain was one of them, herself is one of them, Rumney the dwarf was one of them, and Elsa Whiterose was another one. Rollo the Thin was another one.
And of course, I remember all these NPCs, but for the audience at home that obviously might not,
Yeah.
they are...
Rumney the Dwarf was a seller at Hawker Square who witnessed somebody in robes, leaving the scene of this undead attack that happened there. And he kind of gave you guys that he believed it was possibly someone from the wizard school, but he wasn't sure. Rollo the Thin was a halfling who also kind of worked around the square as well. And he recognized one of the dead people as a friend of his who had been buried about a week or so before the attack happened. Elsa Whiterose is the operator of the Mission of Lost Hope in the church district, who takes in the destitute to give them a place to stay and a place to eat. And she recognized quite a few of them as homeless people that had gone missing, that used to go to her mission that had gone missing. And Marius was an agent of the Elven Court that quite a few of them had gone to investigate with about certain things that got mysteriously kidnapped by gnolls. It was a very interesting time.
Silas is cursing under his breath.
You'll see her kind of put Alistair back on the table, and he'll just kind of curl up and kind of sleep. And she goes, yes, Alistair has been keeping an eye, and I, of course, had some of my own, men, of course, watching the places as well. She thinks for a moment, and she goes, aside from myself, I'm not sure who else that they would want to murder so much.
So Samuel was the guy who bought the staff, right? Samuel
Yes.
Inkwell?
Yes, Samuel Inkwell was the person who bought the staff of Isolde.
And he is supposed to be a teacher at the Hidden Vale?
And he had been a teacher.
Oh. In my notes, Gyarados says he is a teacher at the Hidden Vale. Okay. Was a teacher. Oh, I guess that.
How talented were Miris's guards? Like, did they look...
Yeah.
How do I put this? More talented than the silver guards here, or no?
They look like they are elven. I wouldn't say okay. They're quite better than the Silver Shields. The Silver Shields, while they're the town guards, they're decent enough. But the people that she has, those are like they're elven sellswords. So they have quite a bit more like standard to
practical experience.
Yes, practical. And she goes, it took quite a bit of penny, of course, to convince the court to send me some of these people to my home. But, with this, I think you could kind of understand why they decided to relent on that. Then Alistair will kind of wake up and yawn, and he'll kind of hop onto Tiberius's head.
Tiberius
I understand the appeal.
Yeah.
Are they like rubbing their teeth through the bristles on the helmet?
It's nibbling, and then it's like you see it kind of batting at like the kind of like bats at like the feathers a little bit, and Tiberius is kind of like he's trying to see if he can like grab it, and the cat just kind of like baps his hand away and makes him kind of put it down.
This cat is great.
She goes, and she kind of looks to you, Silas, and she says, I know that what I'm asking is a little bit much, either keeping an eye on me or, heavens, I would say to try to keep an eye on the other people. I would say Elsa probably would be the more one, but I've had Alistair checking on them routinely, and I've even had some of my men keeping an eye on the Rumney and Rollo the Thin's houses as well, and so far nothing has happened there. But that's not all. Alistair can be useful to you as well as, I'm sure that she kind of thinks for a moment, like she's trying to kind of gather her words a little, like her thoughts a little bit of it. Like you can see that she's kind of speaking really quickly as she is kind of like worried about something happening, even with these elite like men with her. She's still worried that something will happen. And she goes, Alistair being a familiar, he can get to places that other people can't. I mean, he can look in places for you. The cat just kind of like standing on like the helmet, and its face it still kind of has like that grumpy look on its face, but Mask, as you're kind of looking, you get the impression from that the little tippy corners are up a little bit, like it's being a smug smirk.
Marius, can I have permission to speak bluntly?
She kind of nods.
They're using this to buy themselves time. This is a distraction.
she'll you see her ears kind of wiggle a little bit at that, and she'll say, how can you tell?
Because we're 2 days, or what is it, 2 or 3 days off from the Lantern Lighting Festival, and unfortunately we're out of leads. They're doing this to basically eat our time and keep us guessing. If we're on the defensive trying to protect against their assassins, then we're not actively stopping them either.
She kind of nods a little bit at that. She goes, You are right. That does. And you see her kind of like sit, and you'll see her kind of like messing with her chin a little bit.
How confident are you in your guards?
She kind of goes, well, they're not, the Elven Court's elites after all, but these are very capable soldiers. They're from Silos. Actually, I'm trying to think now. Who here has like a I know Silas has a thing with the Elven Court. Ruvir. Who
Yep.
here? Yeah, you guys.
I think most of us do, actually. I think Mask and Revere both do.
Okay.
Yeah.
So.
I don't.
That's okay, Raphael. You don't have.
Everybody has flaws.
You're too cool for the elves. That's fine. We get it.
Okay. I'm trying to. Okay, I'm gonna roll a 1d4 minus 1. Okay, Silas, you're 1, Ruvir, you're 2, Mask, you're 3.
If you're looking for details on like where this is from or whatnot,
I rolled a 0.
I don't know why you didn't just roll a d4, to be honest.
True.
maybe take Silas off it too. I don't think. I don't know how to word this without giving away potential spoilers, but I think it'd be better if Ruby or Mask filled this detail in.
Sure, okay. Then, yeah, let's roll a 1d2 then for that. Okay, Mask. What? Give me a name of like an elvish kind of like an elvish kind of like soldier group, not like a battalion or like a legion name.
A legion name. Give me a second. The Oak Sentinels.
Say that again.
The Oak Sentinels. Oak S-E-O-A-K.
Okay. The Oak Sentinels. Okay, I like it. She'll go. They're from the Oak Sentinels, which are a very good battalion group of the Elven Court. I mean, she'll kind of go, they're not exactly like high rank, but they will certainly get the job done more than these Silver Shields. Frankly, for you, I think they're all a bunch of incompetent buffoons. The sergeant is the only decent one, and even then, he has his hands tied with everything else. So she'll say, will that suffice you, Mr. Delrose?
Enough, we'll say. We can't be in 4 places at once guarding 4 different people. If we split up to do that, they're going to try and pick us off one by one. It's a guarantee. So, if you believe your guards are sufficient, my recommendation would be to move those being targeted here, potentially including the orphanage itself if you think it can fit. At least for the interim.
She nods at that and she says, "Oh yes, there's." She says, "Oh yes, there is an upper stair. This is like a 2-story building, basically. Actually,
I sort of figured.
technically it's more of a 3-story. This is kind of like 2nd story-ish here, but she goes, "There's plenty of space. Don't you worry about that. I'll send someone to all 3 of them and bring everybody here post haste."
Silas would look at the others at this point and say, Is that agreeable to all of you?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a
Wait,
good idea.
Wait, is the safest certainly?
Okay. With that,
DM, one quick question. When you saw those guys that were killed in that other room, how old, like how long were they dead for? And I'll just speak bluntly because I'm thinking that they probably were killed potentially the night before and put in there at that point.
I would.
In Salsa's mind, especially if these are ghouls or whatever fight hunting, they're probably not doing it during daytime. He just wants to confirm if that's potentially the case.
Yeah, I think when you were kind of examining the bodies, you could tell that they were not that fresh. They were probably killed at least a day or two before they were put in your rooms.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I was kind of expecting. And what time were we at here? Was it morning, or where were we getting to? I can't remember anymore. It's been a bit.
Well, I would say it is, I want to say it's like around 10 a.m., close to 11 by this time.
Crap, they're probably safe from attack. Alright, so I'll also float it to the others. It's daytime, they're likely not to be attacked during this period, so it's probably safe for her to send the guards or whoever else she's going to take care of them. We could potentially catch a bit of rest here just to keep ourselves fresh. Or we can go and just make sure the people at the orphanage are escorted here safely, because there's a lot of them, unfortunately.
Yeah, we should go escort the people of the orphanage.
If I can make a second recommendation, we can ask for uniform if they have extra uniforms from these elven guards here, and well, those of us that could potentially fit into elven uniforms. He's kind of eyeing Raphael at this and Tiberius, and he doesn't say anything.
Yeah, I'm gonna
just
trade my guard uniform with one of the elf uniforms.
That's what I was going to recommend, is just to keep us kind of looking the same as them if possible to do so.
She'll go, yes, there are probably a few more that we could spare for you. I've been trying to hope that I, stay here for a while, keep an eye on these wizards and everything else that's going on. The court.
No, considering what you've been through, I think that's the safest option, yes. We don't want to have to catch you on another altar, preferably.
She goes, please don't remind me. I swear I still feel like the stench of their gnollish breath on me, and she kind of shudders. You hear a voice saying, "That's rather offensive to say. Us gnolls have very beautiful breath." That's it.
And as I say, in Boston accents, apparently.
That's an inside joke for me. But she again. You'll see her go. Alistair, please go tell the men to escort everybody who has also gotten these letters to come to my house immediately. You'll see the cat go, meow. He'll hep down. You'll see him bat Tiberius's hand a little bit, and then he'll rush out.
Alright, so this is going to sigh and say, alright, let's get going.
Okay, so you guys are going to go White Rose, correct?
Yeah, we'll be heading for the orphanage. After those of us that can switch out into a different set of uniforms to keep people guessing if we can.
Yeah. You guys kind of go down the stairs, Tiberius. Clink, 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 clink. You'll head into a separate little room. We'll say it's this room. And one of the bodyguards will bring you some elvish armor. You guys will kind of put them on rather quickly.
Yeah, as Salas is changing, he's actually going to ask really quick. Mask, what is your connection with the Elven Court?
My connection, well, one of their agents is like a very personal, close friend to me.
Oh, I don't have Elven Court icon.
Wait, you don't hear the elf?
There's the
I don't
music.
have it.
I don't even know what to say to that. I was going to actually legitimately say next, like, Ruvir's connection should be fairly obvious, but apparently it's not. Anyway, Salas would nod to Mask and just say, sorry, idle curiosity.
Yeah, I guess Mars is gonna say that in character. One of the agents of the Elven Court is a personal friend of mine.
Oh, sorry, that was meant to be in character, yeah. Someone from your previous life or more recent? Wait, I don't think I actually know that. Give me a second here. No, I don't think we know that, do we? I apologize. That was not something I'd be able to say.
Fair enough.
Sorry about that. Salas would nod in response. Does that mean Tiberius is also a friend of the courts?
Well, no, actually, Tiberius is just he's more of a relic that I found during one of my excavations from an ancient ruin.
Is that so? Interesting.
I suppose I'm a man of many mysteries.
You're certainly something. And Salas would, finish changing probably at this point and wait for the others to finish as well and get ready to go. What sort of weapons do the Oak Sentinels use, Mask? What are we outfitted with in these?
Let's see. Well, they use a variety of weapons, spears and swords mostly, and their armor, is made out of leaves. And you think it wouldn't be very tough, but somehow they found a way to weave it in a way that somehow is made of leaves, but it's also a rather tough armor.
They find anything that would fit me?
You do find that
Swap armor with Tiberius.
you do find that there's like a few little things, but they are. Let's see.
We have to put him in a corset.
Yeah, it's gonna look a little rough on you.
If you flex a little too hard, it's probably all popping off immediately.
Gotta move at half speed at all times.
He sounds like he's got his breath sucked in the whole time, and he's like, "Oh god, if I release him even slightly, this is all going to go shooting off like a button on a fat guy's shirt."
He looks like Gaston right now, just like completely sucked in.
And we can just keep him in a silver guard outfit. It might be better. Just a little bit questionable, if anything.
Yeah, that'd probably be better.
Yeah, we'll do that. He'll be a silver guard or a silver shield escorting us instead.
Yeah.
Okay, I like it. I'm just fixing something really quick.
The inevitable ambush that's coming once we leave here. Yes.
Yes, indeed. But yep, you guys get into your stuff. You look presentable, I should say, and you head out of that room. And so are you guys wanting Alistair to lead you to the Elsa White Rose's place, or are you guys gonna go there by yourselves?
I'll allow him to fall. I don't have an issue. I think we're going to not have a problem getting back there. We've been there enough times at this point. It shouldn't be a big deal, even from a different section of the city. But I'll leave it to the familiar's, what's the word here? His wiles and what he wants to do, more or less. I'm not going to dissuade him. If there's something better he can be doing, by all means.
Okay, he'll kind of run and he'll bop himself onto like your shoulder.
I imagine Sauce wouldn't say much. He just wouldn't also pay the cat any attention.
That's why the cat is on you.
I suspect so.
Silas, as you walk,
Try to pet him and he'll leave.
As you walk, Silas, you ever seen? This is probably gonna. Okay, like, you ever seen that Looney Tunes where it's like the very, very big dog and like the very, very tiny cat? And you see when he puts it on his back and it starts like kneading really hard.
No.
It's like doing that into your shoulder.
Sauce has like an absolutely like serious like flat expression as this is happening too. Yes.
Like it, and then it starts like it's kind of like after it does that, it kind of like butts you in like the head with like it's like in the neck with like its head, like it's trying to tell you to give it attention.
Yeah, completely ignored, but we're going.
Tiberius looks sad as the cat's over there with Silas. But you guys kind of walk again from this affluent area of the Golden Eyes estate, and you move yourselves from here and you head to the mission of Lost Hope. And as you all get there, you're of course greeted by Elsa herself with again, Silas the cat has been like neck butting you like the whole time.
His head just slightly tilts each time it happens, but he otherwise has not reacted in the slightest.
Is there slowly like a red rash forming on his neck because he's actually one of those people who's allergic to cats?
Yes. And it's just like bum, 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 doing that to you, Silas.
Go bother the damn wizard.
The cat just goes meow. And then it'll hop into Matt's hat. Elsa will go, oh, it's lovely to see you all again.
Sauce is going to let them kind of engage with Elsa, and then he's going to do like a slow walk around the building and that, just watching to see if anybody's actually currently watching the location or keeping an eye on it or anything.
Give me intelligence or wisdom, whichever one you feel is more appropriate, plus appropriate background, as Elsa kind of takes Ruvir's hand and kind of squeezes it like rather welcomingly.
Okay, I'm actually going to roll this one twice because I took Perceptive as my last level speed. Oh, I don't know why I did that, but okay. So the first one was 17, the second one was 215 somehow, but it was only supposed to be one roll, so 23.
Okay. So what exactly are you looking for, Silas?
People watching the location, spies, anything like that out of the ordinary, effectively.
So you're not looking to see if Mirius's men are watching the place, but rather people who aren't Mirius's men watching the place.
Specifically the people that might be targeting her and the others here, essentially. Yeah, Mirius's men wouldn't be a concern to me at the moment.
Very, very true. you do notice a rather shifty-looking person kind of looking ever so slightly at the mission.
Pretend I don't. I'm going to try to come around from behind them and see if there's others with them. Basically get up above them if I can and see what they're doing or who they are.
Okay. So are you trying to like
sneak up above and behind them essentially to see if they're alone, or two, if there's somebody that actually is, what's the word here, malicious or having malicious intent towards the place.
Okay.
Does when Elsa squeezes my hand, does it seem like a relaxed squeeze or like an actually like I'm very stressed right now squeeze? And I'm like crushing your hand a little.
It's the nervous one. But but you can tell that she is putting on like a very kind of brave smile for like the various people that are there. You see that there are a few more orphans have come, including let me grab some of them really quick. Let me see. A few of like these people. So a few people that you know from the Rat Smashers that ran away. Some of them, it looks like they have come to like the mission of Lost Hope to kind of get away from all of it.
The irony of that. Okay.
Just put them over here because they're not really important. They're just there for that sweet little background.
Alright, I'm gonna say that we are taking the people on a fun trip to go see the taffy making factory. So to get everyone to pack up their stuff really quick, and we're gonna go on a special outing today.
Okay, I need you to roll major for that.
I give her like a little like squeeze when I say the part that are obvious lies.
Okay.
The ones are still listening is the problem.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Do you have a background? I think you could.
Yeah, sure. I have a background. It's 10.
Yeah. She'll kind of quirk her head a little bit as you say that. She goes, "Taffy maker? There's no taffy maker." And then it'll take her a little bit, and no, she'll go, "Oh."
I try not to wink exaggeratedly.
She goes,
I hope you have enough money to buy taffy for these poor disappointed children after.
There's some taffy places in the merchant district. You can get taffy there pretty easy. You can get a lot of weird candies and shit there too.
I will do that. I have gold.
Yes, you do. And then when you do that, I want you to describe all the weird candies that these children will get, because they will get weird candies.
They will.
They will. This is a magic city. Of course, they're gonna have weird magic.
It's the candy they get is those little hands, the like stretchy hands that slap onto stuff and stick, but it's taffy. So you try to slap it onto your tongue.
DM, just so you're ready for this, Alice absolutely plans to like drop off a 6-pack of those like energy drinks and just leave after with the children.
No.
Okay. She'll see her kind of turn and she'll say, "All right, everyone," and she'll kind of like slap her hands a little bit, and she'll say, she'll go, our lovely friends are going to take us to the taffy factory, and they're so kind, they are going to allow you to buy some candy as well, to kind of help you all lift up your spirits just before the Moonless Night Festival.
Yeah, Moonless.
The Moonless Night Festival. Oh, isn't that delightful? And you'll see all the various children kind of like, some of them, you know, they obviously clap and they're happy about it. The older ones, they're kind of like, they kind of look...
This sounds sus.
Yeah, they think it's a little sus, but, you know, they're like, hey, free candy. You know, they're not going to complain.
All I have to hand out to them right now is throwing axes. Well, I don't know if that's appropriate.
No, please. not maybe not to this one. He looks like he looks like he knows how to use those.
Everybody up into the white van, thanks.
Yeah, free candy.
Gorham. She talks to Gorham and Ilsa. She says, "All right, Gorham, Ilsa." She'll kind of look to you as if she's saying, she wants them to go too, but she's not sure.
Yeah, we need chaperones.
She goes, yes, Gorham, Ilsa. I know that this is going to be a little strange for you as well, but could you all come and help us with the chaperoning of the children, Gorham? I know that you especially love the children, and Gorham, gruff-looking Gorham as he is, you'll see Alistair. If I can grab him. I don't think I can grab him.
No.
I was thinking I was just going to throw Alistair at him as soon as I get the chance.
He runs and he leaps right onto
And he lays down as a toupee.
and yes, he does. And you'll see Gorham actually put his hand on there, and it's like the close-up of his hand is like that exaggerated cartoon where it's like muscled and like hairy. He like puts it on and he starts rubbing Alistair rather weirdly. But you hear like that weird purring sound from him, and Gorham looks rather happy. And Elsa she'll go to the door, she'll shut it, she'll lock it, and with that, you guys will be on your way, and you'll escort the lovely children to the Golden Eyes estate.
Was the person watching a concern, or did I have to deal with them before we left?
He certainly looked very, very suspicious. He was. I'll grab his thing really quick. He looks like that.
Yeah, so I also have to engage him, so I try and sneak up behind him and put a dagger to around the front to his neck, essentially, and say, "Why are you watching?" If I can get up to him. You're called DM if I need to check for that.
Yeah, just do me a quick dex check. Plus, background for it. I'm pretty sure you can do it pretty easy. Yeah, I'll give that to you. He seemed more concerned with the fact that he's watching, everybody else escorting them.
Yeah.
And it's like you'll hear him just kind of mutter under his breath, and that's when you kind of come up behind him.
And then I just, slides the blade around, just lightly touching the neck, so it's not enough to even draw blood, but just to let him know someone's there and say, "Why are you watching this place? Explain quickly."
You'll hear him say, "You'll get nothing from me, interloper."
I just cut the throat then.
You
Wow.
hear a sound as you cut him, and you kind of drag him into a deeper part of an alleyway.
Yeah, hide him away.
You kind of grab some kind of dripping ugly water that's kind of there, and you kind of slush it with the blood to kind of make kind of water it out.
I would just take just enough time to kind of frisk him and look for notes or orders if I can find anything like that on him.
Yeah, you do find a piece of you find a kind of ripped up piece of letter.
Scan it quick and see if I can get anything out of it, but I'll be hurrying to catch up with the others as soon as I'm done.
It simply says maintain contact on on Elsa Whiterose. They will be coming later tonight. I want to see the look on their faces when they are torn to pieces, and you'll see again Samuel on it, and then you'll see again the the symbol.
The eye. Okay.
Yep.
When I catch up with the others, I'll slide that into Raphael's hand, give him a look, and just kind of fall in with the rest of them as we escort them. Let him pass around after he gets a chance to read and whatnot.
Right. Sorry, this was like...
It was a note. He would just kind of like lowly say, it was a note on someone who was watching the place.
Okay. Yeah, I think... Yeah, I guess I'll keep it in like a pocket or something, and when we start walking, I'll go to the back and read it then.
Okay.
Is the cat riding Gorham the whole way?
Yes.
Wonderful. Yeah. And I'll just confirm we got everybody from the orphanage more or less that wanted to come,
Yep.
and all the kids and whatnot. Okay, very good. All right, well, yeah, let's go back to the blanking on the name, Golden Eye Estate. Yeah. Once we get there, we can talk more plans.
Yeah.
Okay, sounds good. Okay, I will move you guys over there really quickly. Okay, you guys are back. All the children and Elsa. Actually, I'll grab everybody real quick.
They've been sufficiently taffied from the candy store on the way here.
Yep. Let's see. We'll say that they're kind of been placed in here.
I'm gonna spend 9 gold on taffy. Like a ridiculous amount of
Oh
taffy.
my god.
Yes, you did.
Like, enough that it was difficult for the children to carry it.
Whoops, he's not supposed to be there. That's a different guy. But yes, yeah, everybody's there and they're all kind of like chatting amongst themselves. Basically just trying to find out trying to find out what's going on, that sort of thing. And Marius will thank you all for helping get them out of that situation. And I'll be right back. I need to take a tiny break. I'll be right back.
All right, so once we're all back here, Salas would explain what was on the note, essentially, the guy he found watching the place. Basically explaining that it sounds like these other people were going to be basically attacked tonight, so we probably moved fast enough to avoid the worst of it, but that he's fully expecting this place will be attacked instead tonight, probably by a larger group.
Okay.
That's good. Well, I appreciate if they all come to one place for us to kill.
Mm-hmm.
So we have a couple options here. We can try, as far as Salas sees, we have a couple options. We can try, if we have any leads, to try and go and take the attack to them tonight and see if we can divert their forces away from here as a result. Or we play the defensive game, we stick here, sleep here throughout the day, and then get ready to defend this place throughout the night.
Mm-hmm.
The problem, of course, Salas would bring up is we're not really sure where the heck we're supposed to go next. This is obviously, we know if they're coming here, we can deal with the ones that come here, but it's not going to be the head honchos and the big dogs coming here if they are, right?
Of course.
It sounds like I wouldn't say.
Get out of here, you're on break. I'm sorry, just teasing.
That was a joke. But keeping the discussion going here, what are people's preferences? How do they want to do this? And do we have any places we can try and investigate tonight if we're going to leave?
I mean, we could go talk to the people at the school that Samuel used to work at. That's our only lead, is that Samuel.
That's true.
But that was my only lead. Other people might have different leads that I don't know about.
I don't exactly, how would I put this? Silas has concerns trying to break into a wizard school to talk to someone. We'd be better off.
I just want to talk to them.
I wasn't finished. Don't interrupt. If we're going to go and do this, we should do it this afternoon and then stay here tonight then.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so.
We can presume that the school's not open for visitors in the evening. I think that's a safe bet.
Yeah, because they're under the not quarantine. What's the word? You're not allowed to go late at night. It's
Curfew.
Yes.
So how do people feel about going a little bit longer without sleep? Because I think we were pushing 24 hours probably at this point.
I'm an elf, so I don't even know if I technically need to sleep. It's fine.
Actually, that's a fair point.
I mean, if you're worried about that, I mean, you could say that she would give you guys a little. She has these little pellets, and she would. Ruvir would know what these are. These are basically quick sleep pellets. You take one.
Oh, you get a fast sleep if you sleep for a short time?
Yeah. Basically, it will give you 7 hours sleep. You'll feel refreshed. You'll only need to sleep 1 hour, and it'll feel like 7 hours.
It's the thing that the wizard school students are always abusing.
Absolutely, they would be. That and energy drinks is how they survive in wizard college, obviously. Alright, yeah, Salas is grabbing one right now. He's gonna go fucking zonk out right now.
Should we get a carriage to take us to the school and take our quick sleep in the carriage on the way over?
No, too much of a chance we just get attacked while we're sleeping then.
Okay. Okay.
Salas has commandeered this room. He is taking it to sleep. But yeah, that sounds like a brilliant idea. We're going to get an hour of sleep here to get our rest in so we're not making stupid decisions, or we can't blame it on the tiredness at least.
That is a good assumption. You guys kind of take and you guys kind of gives you guys some very kind of basic beds, for you guys.
Yeah, power nap.
Get a power nap on. You guys awaken. 7 hours later, you guys feel good and refreshed. You feel like you could take on the world.
Or at least a wizard school, hopefully. Yeah, I'm gonna let Mirius deal with these, with the kids and everything. I'm gonna drop off those energy drinks for the kids, and we are getting the hell out of here. Yeah. 30 pounds of taffy and energy drinks for the kids, and then we're out.
No, you monster.
As you're leaving, you simply hear the sound of just a multitude of screaming as you just hear rambunctious children just running amok.
And this Salas is going, I imagine he kind of just looks down at Alistair and says, "You can stay or come, it's your call, but I would recommend not sticking around."
Alistair, just butts you in the neck again, and he'll hop down from where he is, and you'll see him kind of stand at the front, at the door. As as if, and he'll kind of like stand straight as if like he's like, I'm gonna stay here in Bulgari. It's all good.
Remember, have you ever seen those kids that are too excited about petting a cat and they like pet it way too hard? That's what I'm fully expecting.
Yeah, in fact, you see like one of them go, "Hey, look at cat!" They like grab him, and all of them go, "Yeah!" They're like holding him out, and that grumpy face of his still remains.
Yeah, he's a real trooper to stick it out. Good for him. So also salute him as they depart.
Okay. With that, you guys head out, and I want to say it's closer to. Like the evening time. Yeah, since you guys have a good little bit of hour, if you will.
Yeah, I was guessing it would be probably mid-ish afternoon, but it wouldn't be too late for the curfew if nothing else.
Yeah. So you guys head toward the more knowledgeable district, which is again kind of in the affluent area. And you kind of come across this beautiful school.
Entrance is down here, if I'm guessing right.
You'll see kind of various statues. A lot of them are of, famous, wizards and warlocks. Well, not warlocks, but you know what I mean. Like powerful, like mage casters and all that type of stuff.
Can we say on the way here we stopped at a, I don't know, ye old garment district and got some wizard robes? Might as well have another disguise while we're doing it.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah, I'm gonna get some of that 80s vaporwave wizard stuff that Mask got last time.
Oh, there's all different styles. You see, there's like the vaporwave. Raphael is wearing from like the fashion, a little bit. It's like bell-bottom looking wizard.
Oh God!
What?
Yeah, like the.
It's loose enough to go over your armor mostly, but
Yeah, it almost looks like like those Jean Co. Those Jean Co.
Janko jeans?
Yes.
Salas got the gothic special, like the really dark robes, and his hair is like down over half his face, and he looks tired.
Does he put on guy liner in the
Oh, absolutely, he would. Yes,
And
he's gonna sell it.
He's wearing those like fingerless gloves that kind of like has fishnet connected to it.
Yeah. We got this figured out.
Okay, yeah, Raphael's wearing robes.
Okay.
All right, we are letting Mask. I feel like you'd be a good chaperone for us because you're old and you know wizardry. So you're gonna lead us here. You're taking point on this one. This is your people. Your alma mater, or whatever you want to call it. Sure. We're going into the belly of the snake, as it were. So.
Yeah, fair enough. Although the wizard taking point.
It's your fault for always rolling from top of initiative.
Well,
Give me the high initiative and I'll go in first.
But yeah, lead us in here. We need to try and find out who this Sean guy is. That's our goal here. So, or
Samuel.
Samuel, thank you.
yeah, I assume that the doors are just open.
Yeah. You just pop them open and you hear. Actually, I should probably let me just change the music really quick. Let me see if I can find one that'll sound really good. Let's go with. That's probably. You hear as you guys kind of open the door. The excuse me. Where's that good? you kind of hear the sound of wizardry, the sounds. Let's go with that one. That sounds like a good one. Maybe.
I just see my gothic wizard name is Dorian Darkheart.
Oh no.
Let's go with like that one. Let's see if that. Yeah, something like that. And you'll hear kind of coming from alongside you. You'll hear students kind of speaking, and you'll hear instructors speaking on this door. This one that I'm pinging right here. That one, you'll see the sign of the Silver Lightning Bolt, which is the symbol of the Eldritch Masters.
Oh, we want the hidden veil, right?
No, the hidden veil is...
Sorry, Samuel is a teacher for the hidden veil, though, right?
Yes. This one right here, this one has the symbol of the Arcanist of the Hidden Veil, which is the symbol of the closed eye.
Oh. So, like, he opened his eye. I see. I get it.
Okay, Mask, you're the guy in charge.
So we go
Following
to
their
the,
point.
yeah, so we go to the one with the closed eye, right?
Yep, I'm assuming.
Yes.
Okay, so as you guys kind of get over there, you'll hear like a kind of slightly gruff-ish voice saying, "And so, students, that is why the art of misdirection is so integral to rituals and magic. For if there is no sense of the mystique, then rituals and magic itself is nothing more than cheap parlor tricks done by gypsies and other weirdos." And you'll hear the students say, yes, teacher Sly, Jarlin, we understand. It was good. Soon, maybe you will be lucky, and one of you lot will be able to find that secret thing that will allow that veil of magic to be pierced, so that we can all truly experience a revival of magic that hasn't been done in centuries. But remember, students, never show what is going on in your other hand. Always focus on the trickster's hand. Mask, do you knock on the door? Do you open it?
This is like some kind of lecture hall, isn't it? I'm really sure I can just open the door.
It's just a classroom. Yeah, it's just a classroom, isn't it?
Yes, it is a class. Well, it's a classroom. Yes. Remember, this map is kind of small, but
If it's like a university, I'm pretty sure we just walk in.
yeah, it is a university.
Yeah. I'll just, open the door and walk in, but in a way that, there's a column behind me, so probably.
As you open the door, Jarlin, you'll see this gnome fellow wearing, of course, the kind of colored robes of the Hiddeness of the Ark and of the veil, with obnoxious green hair, typical gnome. You can tell that right away, Mask. And he'll say, "Oh, look, class, we have." He kind of looks at you. He goes, "You don't look like a person from the Hidden Vale. What magic school do you belong to, friend?
I'm afraid I have. You could say I could graduated a long, long time ago.
He goes, ah, yes, you're one of those. You're not one of those Mithrills, are you? He kind of points to your metal face.
Ooh, can't say that.
Whoa, you can't just point at someone's face. Not cool, guy.
Oh, certainly not. I'm afraid I'm my own mate man.
Moves out of the way, so he'll be. He'll go. Well, in any of the case, I'm sorry, sir, but my class is still going on right now. If you're here to talk with me about some of my research or what have you, I'm afraid you'll have to do that. You'll have to make an appointment with me. And again, some of the students are just kind of like whispering amongst themselves as they kind of look at you. Does anybody else walk in, or are you just gonna let Mass do the mass talking?
I'm letting him do the talking.
Do we want to force this?
I mean, that's.
I mean, you could just say something like, "I have a meeting with Samuel. Could you point me in his direction, please?"
Oh yeah, good idea. Yes. Sorry to interrupt your classroom then. But the truth is, we have a meeting with one of your own, Samuel. His name, I believe. Could you direct me towards, his office or wherever he hangs out?
As you say that, like the face of like the guy he looks rather friendly enough, kind of gets that kind of sternness to his face. You'll see him hop down from the chair that is obviously way too big for him, and a lot of the students, you can tell they're humans, half elves, elves in general. Like they're all much taller than him, but as soon as he kind of gets down and he starts walking, they all kind of like stand like still, and he'll say, "Class, for now, I would like you all to practice." And you'll see him kind of like wave like his hands, and you'll see like these little spherical balls kind of float up, and they land in all the students' hands. And he says, "I want you all to practice the techniques that I have shown you with misdirection with these balls of arcane crystal." So essentially he kind of shows you. I'm assuming, has anybody seen Labyrinth?
Yes.
No.
He does the thing that David Bowie does in that movie. But there's a little bit more to it, a little kind of like magical kind of flair with it to kind of like, because again, misdirection. And you'll see the students kind of messing with it. Some of them are kind of getting it, some of them are still kind of like awkward with it. And he'll say, "Practice that until I return. And I expect all of you to have it done and correctly, or you will have another reading assignment." And you'll hear a few groaning. He says, "No groaning, and get to it." And he'll kind of move past all of you. "Come with me to my office and hurry it up. Don't let the other professors or any other students see you."
Yep, I'm gonna do that then.
So he'll kind of lead you. I don't have any real spots for it, but I feel like, yeah, he'd probably lead you guys into like this. It looks like an empty study room, and he'll kind of have you guys come in here. You'll see him kind of flick his hand a little bit. It'll kind of shut the doors for all of you. It doesn't look like he's doing it maliciously. It looks like he's just trying to be, like, make sure nobody else sees. And he'll kind of come up straight up to you, Mask, and he'll say, "Where did you hear that name?"
Let's say it's we got it from letters of correspondence.
You'll see him kind of like sigh a bit, and you'll see him kind of pull a chair, and he'll kind of like sit, and he'll say, "What has Samuel done now? The fool."
I take it that you're not very proud of this Samuel person.
He'll shake. "No, far from it. Samuel was, well, he was a very close friend of mine, and was honestly one of the best teachers that I have." Like he kind of thinks a little bit and he goes, "Samuel was what I would like to call a believer, an enthusiast. He obsessed over the rhetoric of the Hidden Veil. That's what I liked about it. I personally liked the sense of misdirection that such stealthy magics can bring. I'm a gnome after all. Comes with the territory."
And what has happened since then?
He kind of sighs a little bit and he goes, "Oh, it had to have been a good several months ago. Maybe a year? No, it had to be a couple of months. Samuel got it into his mind that he found a way to pierce the Hidden Veil." He kind of goes, he kind of points to you, Mass. He says, "You're a wizard, right? What do you know of magic?" Like basically,
What a loaded question.
Walk into a university and be like, "Hey, what do you know about math?"
there is a reason for this. Magic, because there are so many different schools, there's so many different theories. It's like basically how science is for us. There's so many different things and theories, hypotheses.
Oh, so it's basically like we can do. What do you know about science?
Yes.
Yeah, no, I just my point was more that like he asked it in such a broad way.
Yeah.
It was like, tell me about the French language.
I guess trying to narrow it down, he's basically saying, "What is your interpretation of magic?" is what he's trying to say.
Yes, I suppose it's like it's the study of the command of the natural forces of the world.
He'll nod and he'll say, "Yes, with my school, we believe that there is another reality aside from this one that is hidden by this veil of magic as a means of protecting both this side and that other side. Like a mirror, if you will. And with the mirror, you know that there is, yourself, the physical self, and then there is the reflection, the other self. But what if you were able to interact with the mirror and either pull yourself into the reflection world or pull the reflection you into our world? What secrets could you learn from that other side of magic? What miracles could we discover, not just for, wizards, but for clerics, for so many different people? Like, what could we learn from this other reality? That is what we have researched and have attempted to do for such a long time. some of us, of course, think that it's more of a metaphor for understanding that magic is... There's so many secrets and interpretations to magic that really you should learn how to misdirect one person with what you do and then show that you know more. Stealth and deception and illusion and trickery alongside subtle rituals. All of these things to understand how magic can benefit in not so loud ways. But Samuel, he was obsessed with that idea of the other world, of the reflection world. So much so that I fear that he was pouring himself into darker topics, I should say. In fact, that is what he even told me. That he said that he had found magics that could tear through reality to get to this other world, and that it wasn't through all the arcane spells of the Star Scryer in our schools. He says no, it was
The Withered.
He'll go, yes. He said it was something called the Withered. And he'll kind of look to you, Silas, and he'll say, excuse me, he's like, do you know what he means by this?
It's where all the darkness comes from that's in my heart.
He'll
So much.
go,
It's so edgy it can almost cut you. It's great.
he goes, I see. So so it's like, so you're from the Withering? Is that what you're implying to me, young man? Are you being a smug little prick?
The latter.
Yeah.
Ah, so you're just being a little prick. Okay, I see what you mean. And he'll hop down from the chair. And he'll say, he'll kind of go on and he'll say, whatever the case of that may be, once we discovered that Samuel had pored over these dark topics, Tobias, the headmaster, perhaps it was a bit selfish of me to do so. I didn't want my reputation and the reputation of the Arcanist to be besmirched by someone who clearly was not in his right mind.
Well, that's unfortunate. Do you know the whereabouts of Samuel after he has been expelled, I suppose?
He goes, I've tried to keep in contact with him, but as far as I know, it's like he has dropped off the face of the earth. But I think that he has been... If I were to guess where he would have to be possibly in the Warren somewhere, or... He kind of shakes his head a little bit and he goes, I wouldn't be able to tell you. But I can assure you that if he's anywhere except for a destitute place, then he would probably be somewhere where magic is readily available. And preferably people who would perhaps not look too much into his background.
Hmm. Do we get like a sense that he's trying to hide something because he had that kind of pause before saying anything?
If you would all like to roll me like intelligence or wisdom, whichever one you would like to use to kind of suss him.
I'll just roll a raw intelligence, I guess. Ooh, natural one. What the?
So, Mask, you believe him.
Rolling twice because of perceptive again to notice things.
Yeah. Silas, you can tell he's bullshit. He's bullshit.
You're lying. I can sense the deception on you.
He'll.
Just had to beat me out a little bit there. Hey?
You know for a fact that he is BSing really hard, but he's not doing so. He's not doing so because he's in on it. He's doing so because he's concerned with Samuel. Like
We found out that Samuel purchased a dark staff, a weapon of Isolde. We were trying to protect him from the path he's walking.
As you say that, you'll see him kind of like he'll kind of grip onto the chair a little bit, and he'll say Isolde. You'll see him kind of like close his eyes a little bit as he's like trying to steady himself, and he goes, and if he has done such a thing, then he. I might have to make a quick little map really quick. So give me just 5 seconds. He'll go in the Warrens. Well, he goes. You know of the mission of Lost Hope, correct?
We're aware of it.
He'll go, well, there is another orphanage. It's actually where myself and Samuel grew up together.
What did they say the name was?
He will say it was called. Excuse me. Let's see. What is a good? It was called the. It was called the. It starts with it's a dawn something. Like the new dawn. Let's go with that. The new dawn. Orphanage.
Okay.
As I spell it wrong. There we go. He'll say it was not as it was in the Warrens, of course, for those of us who had nowhere to go. But thankfully enough, it got shut down many years ago. Children, and kind of shakes his head a little bit. It was a bad place. Condemned. If he is anywhere, I am sure it is there. There's too many dark memories there, too many dark energies there. If he is, as you have said, use this staff, if he is working with the all-seeing eye, this Isolde, then that is where he is.
Sounds good to master that.
Well, thank you for finally coming clean about that.
He'll kind of go up to you, and he'll say, you'll see him kind of grip your pants a little bit, and he'll say, I do beg you, if there's any way that you can save him, I would appreciate it. He's may be down a dark path, but if there is a way to save him and bring him out of that darkness, please do so. If you can't, then please make sure that he doesn't hurt anyone.
Yeah, Mars is gonna put a hand on his chin and consider for a while. And then he's gonna say, well, I'll try my best, I suppose.
Suppose.
He'll kind of simply nod a little bit, and you'll see like a little bit of wetness kind of coming under his eyes, and he'll kind of like rub it out of his face, and you'll see him get kind of stern and straight, and he said, now please, if you all could, I would ask that you leave and do not speak to anyone else while you're here. And you'll see him open the door, and then he will shut the door, and he'll basically walk back to his class quickly.
Alright, Silas. Rummage through all his stuff and then sneak out the window.
Oh no.
No, there's not a chance. I'm trying to steal shit in a wizard school. There's definitely wards on everything. There's not a chance. No, I'm following Mask's path here still. If I don't know if there's a point for us to talk to the headmaster anymore. That was kind of the lead we needed. If we want to hit there before nighttime, we probably want to go right away.
It sounds like a solid, logical plan.
Jim, I don't know if you really touched on this, but is there the equivalent of like taxis here in town? Just with the tech level, I thought there might be, and if it would save us some time, we'll probably just grab one to the edge of the warren if possible.
Yeah, there's definitely like little kind of, what do you call those things? They're like the, what are they called? They're like the little, they're not like carriages. They're kind of like ram something.
I'm not sure what word you're going for here. I'm trying to think.
It basically it's like they're like, it's kind of like a 1 or 2 person kind of cart that like one person kind
Oh
of
yeah.
like those types of things. But
Okay, yeah, that'll be work.
yeah, like it looks really small, but when you open it up, you see it's much more spacious, so it can allow for more people to sit in it. And
That sounds perfect. Yeah.
yeah, one of the person can just kind of grabs them and
Rickshaw.
yeah,
Rickshaw. Yes.
rickshaw. So basically, they're like these kind of magic kind of rickshaws.
It's hard to Google rickshaw without knowing that the word you want is rickshaw.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're correct.
The best I could find was a friggin' crossword puzzle that wanted me to know what the word was.
But yeah, we'll. Mass, do you see a point of us sticking around here, or should we head out like immediately? You think? Oh, I think
we can hit our lead.
Sorry, go ahead.
I mean, you can always ask him about Gyarados as well, but that's up to you guys. Just giving you guys that option.
What do you think, Mass? Are you confident enough in yourself and your power to face down a potential?
Yeah, let's go have a wizard deal.
All right, let's do it.
Okay, so
I thought we said we weren't going to talk to anyone else. Okay.
No, he asked us. We didn't say we were going to, though.
Okay.
I was just giving you guys the option because he's like right there. You guys wanted to talk to him. You guys could.
That's kind of why I brought it up too. But yeah, if Mask wants to, what's the word here? Put his mind, go mind to mind with the head of the school. I'm game to watch that for sure.
Nah.
No, all right. I'm fine with that too.
Okay. So you guys kind of head out of the school, and you get there right about the time as basically you hear like a little chime happen. That's like the chime for students to kind of finish up their stuff and head back to their their free activities kind of stuff.
Yeah, gotcha.
And you guys get onto like the kind of the magical rickshaw, and you guys say the Warrens, and the person just picks it up and starts running like normal-ish running, but it takes only like, usually the walking would make you guys basically be like a couple hours. You get there in like a 1 hour.
Can they overhear us if we talk in the cart, or is it different than that? Just to check.
It's basically it's got runes in it to make it essentially soundproof.
Private?
Yeah, essentially private. Like the only there's like a little mirror in the front, so that way you guys can see where he's leading you, so that way you know that he's leading you where you need to go. You just tap on it. You just tap on it, and it would like make it so that way you can communicate.
Mute.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, we gotta love the magical convenience of a wizard city. Silas would basically tap that, essentially, give it a second to kind of kick in. And he'd look at the others and say, the wizard is the realm of the Nightmare Lord. There's a good chance we can't save this kid, just fair warning.
I know.
I don't think he's a kid. I think he's an adult who's a teacher.
Yeah.
Like, he's made his bad choices.
Oh yeah, well that's fair. I'm just making the point here. As soon as he mentioned the wizard, that essentially that this is probably not a good person, and I understand where the gnome is coming from, but we're probably gonna have to deal with this very bloodily if we do find him.
Yes.
Alright, Silas would nod and kind of turn to watch the scenery passing by for the remainder of the trip then, unless somebody else has something else to want to discuss.
I mean, I don't know. Tell me why do you know about the wizard? What's the deal? What's going on?
Who are you asking to? Are you asking that?
I'm presuming Silas.
I mean, Silas would probably know about it. I'm sure Raphael would have heard. Probably has like rumors about it.
Silas would just hold up his hand and show the ring.
I don't know what that means.
I've mentioned I have been covertly infiltrating the Nightmare Lord's court. That was not a lie. I've been doing that for many years at this point.
What does the ring mean, though?
It's the Delrose family, and basically a noble upper family within the crest of the society he runs.
Okay. So, have you been to the Wither?
Silas would go quiet for a second, and then he would say yes.
Is it a place that people can normally go?
That's a trickier question. People know. those he wants there, yes.
Is there
It's
like a place that is closest to the Wither in town that we can maybe go to?
It follows his whims. It's not a place in a location, it's a place that changes, that shifts, that you can never get to without his encouragement and help, typically.
And I'll kind of add to that, this particularly for you, Silas, that the Withering is his realm, but there's like a, I wouldn't say a physical, but there is like a building that is like basically like the signal of his arrival, and that is this building that is called the House of Fear. And it looks like a mansion. It looks like a typical, ordinary mansion. But Silas, as you have been in the Withering, and you have been in his court, you've been in the House of Fear, it's not a normal place. It is a place where all types of monsters, all types of fears, all types of tortures and evils take place in. And it's basically, it is
Nightmare incarnate.
Nightmare incarnate, and it is his realm.
Regardless, the point I'm trying to get across is it's a location, but it's not a location in a specific place at a specific time. It's where he wants it to be and where he needs it to be. If this person was finding ways into the Withering, it's because that the Nightmare Lord wanted him to do so, and he was probably already being tempted with power or whatever else. Does that answer your questions?
Just wondering if that gives us any leads to where to find this guy.
I'm doubtful, but if what the gnome said is true, if this is a place that has dark memories and awful feelings for him, the Withering would be tied, potentially drawn to such a place as well, so it's not a bad lead to follow up on.
I feel like that's like really useful information, but I don't know how to use it.
Solus is full of that, to be fair. We've been together for a time now. I'll give you all some additional information here. The reason I spoke and asked Mask about his representation is because my covert operation was on behalf of the Elven Court and the Faceless to infiltrate the Nightmare Court. That is why I know what I do. That is why I know a lot of the training I have. It was at their behest I did so. I am on your side. I may not always look that way, but that's how I have to look to throw them off and keep them guessing. I ask you not to share that information. I ask you, if I start to act like I am on his side, to go with it or act surprised as you would normally do so. That is the best way we can keep them guessing and keep my identity intact.
We shall certainly do as you say, I suppose.
He'd nod and sit back in the rickshaw as it bounces along the cobble streets.
Okay. As you guys are doing that, is there anything else that you all would essentially would like discuss, like battle plans, strategies, that sort of thing?
Let me just check my spells that I changed. So I do have a thing. Okay, I tell everybody that I have a thing for melee attacks. So, stand near me. Stand near me at the start of the fight.
Is it just melee attacks?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's strength of the gods.
Well, Tiberius is gonna stand next to you, but
I can do it on 5 people. So if if Raphael summons a undead that does melee, I can do it on them as well. Because I'm not gonna bother doing it on mask.
It's probably a safe bet, to be fair. That's not a bad idea, yeah. Thanks for that information. I'm sure Mask will reveal his magical secrets once we get into an actual fight.
guys, if there's a lot of enemies, they are going to get blasted.
There are 3 enemies in a rough line. They're gonna get blasted. I don't know what to tell you.
What a shock, right?
Literally shocking.
And I'll be real with you guys, I got a couple of extra things, but I didn't get anything really like higher level or impressive yet, so I'll just keep doing what I do, stabbing the bad guys.
Okay. So with that, as the rickshaw has moved you into the warrens. You find actually I'd like someone to roll me like let's go with a charisma. With a charisma plus an appropriate background, and it has to do with like sensing tension.
I feel like Silas has the thing about sensing tension with like being a spy and being able to tell if people are like onto him.
Yeah, see? you better expect that he'd know that.
Holy heck, you guys roll so many 20s on the scale of today.
That's 3 in a row now.
Just roll good, 5 head.
So yeah, Silas, the tension is palpable. It's almost choking. In fact, as you're kind of going through the rickshaw, you're kind of seeing through the rickshaw, you feel like there's this sense of almost like a fog kind of rolls in. And the fog itself feels kind of unnatural to you. Like you get the impression that this fog is probably from you-know-who attempting to kind of freak you guys out, perhaps. At least that's your interpretation.
Is the rickshaw still going at this point, or no?
It's kind of stopped where the orphanage is, and the guy that was kind of pulling it, kind of like he taps on the mirror and kind of shows you his face, and he goes, "Gentlemen, this is your stop. I suggest
Getting out so I can leave."
please and thank you."
Yeah, so I also pay the man as he hops out, and to everybody else to kind of stay on guard. There are signs of you-know-who paying attention to us, so we should be quick about our business here. And with that, after paying the man, and assuming he runs off, but he'd start heading towards the orphanage. And he would kind of just lonely under his breath go, "Raphael, go straight through the door. We're going in hard, fast, and doing this as fast as possible.
Okay, sorry, I'm just doing that real quick.
All good.
Alright, I'm gonna activate for you. There it is right there. As you can see, it's so bad that they actually allowed some. Perhaps at one point these trees would have been beautiful, like children probably would have been able to enjoy some of them, but they are just like an unnatural kind of like dark gray to the leaves themselves, and like the fog itself feels so prominent. It looks like a place that is falling apart. Okay, how do you all position yourselves?
Probably like this, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then, like I said, my plan is have Raphael break down whatever's left of a door and search it quick as we can, trying to find some sign of this guy if he's here. If not, be in and out quick before this place collapses on us.
All right.
Okay, so Raphael, position yourself. The doors themselves, they look pretty rotted, so you probably could knock it in pretty easily. Silas, I'd like you to roll me an intelligence or wisdom plus a background, particularly for the nightmare. Or any of you, if any of you want to do a thing for the nightmare lord, that would be good too.
Yeah, pretty average. No natural 20s this time, sadly.
Silas, as you see, you kind of look up at the sky, and it's obviously not close at all to like dark, a time where you think,
Night.
night at all. But the fog is obscuring the sun so much that it feels like night. And you get the impression that that is deliberate. In fact, I'm going to actually change the music because I want the music to be. It needs to feel spooky. There's a bit spooky. That one. Let's go. There we go. There we go. Nice spooky music. That's perfect. Okay, so, Silas, do you inform anybody of what you're feeling, or?
I believe he'd already mentioned, essentially, that this place had a chance of being tied to the Nightmare Lord, and he would simply kind of give the others a nod and say he's aware of us, or this place, or both. So we should be quick, quiet, and deal with this as fast as we can.
Yes.
All right, Raphael, do your thing.
Okay, Raphael.
Yeah.
Give me a strength. Okay. Yeah, you kick it in. It takes you like 1 or 2 tries. They're kind of rotting, but they're still a little bit sturdy. But yeah, they kick them in. They fall into the inside part. And
Right.
yeah, and you see that there are, of course, various boards going around. The floor is utterly collapsed in on itself. It is in shambles.
So also go kind of closest to the edge, kind of like lightly stepping, and then kind of look down and through the basement below and see if you can see anybody or signs of movement that was down there.
The bottom, as you kind of look down, it looks. It's so dark down there that at one point you see something that feels like it could be movement, and then another point of it, you kind of look in the same direction and it looks eerily still. So it's just so dark that you're not sure if your mind is playing tricks on you or if there is something down there.
You'd circle around and start heading up then.
Okay. You see that there is the stairs going up, which you assume is to go to the roof, and the ones down here, that goes down to the basement.
Yeah, he goes scope out the roof first just because he suspects what we were looking for is the basement. But he also wants us all to go down there together once we make sure there's nothing coming from behind.
Sure. So yeah, you all slowly climb up the stairs, and you look and you see that there are some kind of there's some pictures that are still kind of there. And you look and you see various faces of children. They all look pretty, I would say, happy-ish, if you will. And you do see amongst the kind of the pictures, you do see a little gnomish boy with green hair and a human-looking boy with he looks kind of scrawny, a little thin, and a kind of a dour look on his face. And as you guys go up, yeah, you guys would be here. As you get up to the roof, you see that, again, part of the roof has collapsed in on itself. And you hear, as you guys kind of get right to here, Silas, you hear the sound of sobbing.
Male, female, child, anything?
Definitely sounds like child.
Restless spirits, perhaps. Raphael, what do you think? Does it seem to be coming from up that staircase across?
Yes, it does.
Okay. So I'll go first, just so I don't trust the stuff here as much. And he'll try to pick out a path and
Roll me
string a rope across to the others, essentially.
Roll me a dex.
Yeah. A save? Or a skill check?
A skill check. I was gonna say dex save because that's like I wanted to be scary. Yeah, you move through one of the floors, and you hear like a heavy crunch from one, but you're able to kind of quickly move over to like one of these, kind of things here. And you see
he'll be marking out a path as he goes, trying to be careful, essentially.
But yeah, this thing looks very, very unstable. But as You kind of get closer. Again, you hear the crying.
Do I think Raphael can safely get across there?
Yeah.
You get the feeling that with you being light as you are and kind of cracking through the floor, if Raphael were to misstep, he would probably break and he would fall all the way down to the bottom.
Okay, so I won't do that.
Yeah, I would kind of gesture for him to stay back, and I'll go and investigate quick.
Okay.
I'll come running if it's worst case.
Yeah. Just need to...
I'll be right back.
Yep, no problem. Okay, so as you kind of get over there, you see what looks to be a small child. He looks elvish, probably closer to half-elf. And he's kind of sobbing in this kind of corner over here that's kind of covered in cobwebs and maybe what looks to be like spider nests.
So I'll sort of glance around kind of like suspiciously, like he doesn't quite trust what he's seeing essentially, and kind of hone in on the child and then call out, "Hey, why are you crying?"
The child goes, "It's so dark in here. Where is everybody?"
Back this way. Come with me. Have you seen a man in here, Samuel?
Hearing the name Samuel, the boy goes, Samuel's nice. Him and Jarlin, good friends. They'd always slip us younger kids extra meals when Alba would tell us no supper.
Has Samuel been here recently? Have you seen him?
He kind of shakes his head and he goes, "No, not since the thing happened."
What thing?
You see him kind of get over to here, and
I suspect he can just walk across it, but I'd be kind of gesturing him towards Raphael, because I assume Raphael knows how to deal with Ghost Child.
yeah, he kind of like, you see him like walking on the actual planks themselves, but there's some parts of it where he's walking, and there's visible holes, and you'll see him walk over them as if they're still there.
Ground, yeah, I was kind of guessing.
And you'll see him kind of look, and he'll kind of shush as you'll hear kind of creaking kind of coming from the bottom, like heavy creaking.
Walking below us?
Yes. And
Can I kind of glance towards it and see if I see anything?
You see nothing but like the darkness, and you'll see him kind of come over here to this corner, and he'll say, "It's Alba. She's coming. You need to hide. And he starts crying a little bit, and you see him kind of like holding his stomach, And as you kind of look a little bit more, you'll see that he's got welts on his arms, and he looks very malnourished.
Did she discipline you?
He nods and he goes, "Yes, when I've been bad."
Does it sound like the steps are coming towards the stairs where we're at?
It does.
Mask, get away from there.
Understood.
We're probably looking at some sort of dark spirit, Raphael. Think you can deal with it? Drac, are you there?
I might not be able to talk anymore today.
He hasn't typed
what it
any.
is?
I wasn't sure. He hasn't typed anything either, so I wasn't sure.
Let's say, Raphael, Mega, are you there or not? Or you can't speak? If you can't, just type it, and if you can't, then I think we can pause it for right here.
I'd be trying to gesture or encourage Raphael to go get in between whatever is coming up the stairs, the kid and the rest of us. Ruby, I figure is safe up there. If anything can deal with the unholy abomination ghost thing, it's probably him and Raphael, to be fair.
Yeah.
We're gonna wait for them to get to the edge of the stairs, and then we're gonna drop kick them down.
I don't know if that'll work on a potential evil spirit, but sure, go for it.
I'll cast the holy magic out of my feet. It's fine.
No, it's fine. As I desperately work to get.
I'm guessing Draco must have went somewhere or had to step
I might have
upstairs.
fallen asleep too.
Or possibly fallen asleep.
It's pretty late for them.
Okay. Well, I will do this. Just let me do a thing really, really quick.
Sounds great.
As the camera, the scene kind of follows the stepping of excuse me, the stepping of the along the stairs, like a shadow seems to kind of follow this something that's kind of going up the stairs. The creaking gets louder. You all feel like a dark tension, cold and foreboding air kind of flows into the room, and you'll see the small little boy again, just kind of like cowering in fear. As again the steps kind of creak louder and louder, and you begin to see like a vision, like an image, and it looks to be like again an older woman. Her kind of spectral form, like almost like a woman who's like height-wise would have been like standard woman size, but because of like this kind of dreadness about her, she seems much taller, much more like imposing. And as she kind of comes up the stairs, you hear her say in like this deep voice, which almost seeks to like kind of runs you into like your very core. She says, "Children, you have made Mother Alba very angry and disappointed in her. Why do you wish to leave me?" Why do you wish to be taken away from me by people who will mistreat you and not love you like I do? Why do you constantly run from me? That is why I punish you, my children, because I love you. But why do you hate me? And as she says that, you feel the tension and everything is like choking. It is like choking at your very cores. And you'll see her kind of extending the kind of spectral hand.
Like I'm back.
right at the end. She points to all of you, and she speaks in a voice that chills the blood. She goes, "You all will not have my children. So says the Lord of Fear." And that is where we're going to pause it. Right at the tensious moment.
We found a small ghost child that was scared of a evil school teacher, and she's the evil school teacher from the Nightmare Lord. So yes.
He's Grell the Kind, okay? He played Skyrim. It's Grell the Kind.
Yes. very much inspired by that. Okay, Zuri, what did you like? What did you want to see more of next time?
I enjoyed giving just a little glimpse into Salus's backstory. I thought that was kind of amusing, and I really enjoyed the what you set up here. Considering, did you do most of this like last minute kind of stuff to come? I was wondering if you did, but it's really good for what you've managed to pull off that fast. Big kudos, seriously.
Thank you.
Next time, I'm looking forward to being the crud out of this evil ghost lady and seeing if we can find some lead to Samuel in here.
Oh, I think you'll find more than a lead to Samuel. But aside from that, Zen, what did you like and what do you want to see next time?
I really liked. The creepy part at the end was really good. I really liked that we all got to do like. I don't want to encourage him, but I really like Damien Dark Shadow or whatever.
It was Dorian, thank you.
Whatever. It's Portrait of Dorian Dork. Yeah, I liked him. It was funny. It was a good time. Next time,
the darkness lives in me.
Next time, I want to do. I want to beat up a ghost.
Sure, that sounds good. I like it. Nanuka, what did you like and what do you want to see more of next time?
Heyo, I like it that the cat just keeps saying now.
I think that was a highlight, yes, definitely.
As for next week, well, time to beat up a ghost, I guess.
Yeah, time to bust some ghosts. I did put chasing ghosts. I did it. And Mega. Last but not least, Mega, what did you like and what do you want to see more of next time?
I enjoyed the whole sequence of like escorting the kids go to Golden Eyes Manor and then Charlotte's leaving behind the energy drinks. And yeah, next time let's go beat up the ghost.
Yeah, I like it. Let's well, I as the GM, I liked everybody bearing through with my last minuteness, trying to get everything kind of everything together. But I did like how everybody. I like the little RP stuff that kind of went on. I like that. I really want to try and kind of push that a little bit more. I think just for me, I find that very enjoyable. People kind of playing off of, their characters and all the different things that they have.
Also, the cat. I really like the cat. Sorry, man. That
was great. I was waiting for the cat to for us to leave, and then the cat starts talking. Like, that guy pet me. What the hell?
The cat was gonna be right. I was gonna have.
I also wanted the cat to have a silly accent too, like a New Yorker or something.
It was gonna be no, of course not. My name is I don't know why you curse me. My name is Mr. Fluffykins.
God.
But with that, next time we'll we really need to think of a name for this party, because I've just been saying the party.
I thought we were the Looming Dreaders or something. The Dreadlocks.
Dreaders. What are we, a basketball team with that idea?
The Looming Dribblers.
Oh goodness.
Or the Monstars.
Oh god. It's getting worse.
We'll give them a week to figure out what they want to say, or rather, what they want to name their adventuring party. But will they be able to handle the likes of Alba, and what other horrors hide within this broken down orphanage, a place meant to protect and clothe and house innocence? What other horrors lie within due to the evil machinations of the Nightmare Lord? We'll find out next time on the